Hello, everyone! It feels a bit weird, because, you know, viewer levels isn't the first thing we normally do. But, welcome, welcome! Let's see, what kind of levels do you got today? Alright. I think, because of how the last stream went, I'm pretty sure that there are levels in the queue from last stream, so we're going to skip that one. There we go. There's the first actual level. So I assume, you know, Rick-Tendo, you're still here. I forgot to clear the queue from last stream that I did all the way back in February. Because your levels is kind of a secondary thing here. I do it sometimes, but... Ooh, this is interesting. So this was just uploaded. It has been attempted 78 times and hasn't been cleared yet. Let's see. Maybe we can get first clear on this? That spooks me a little. That you make levels with 0% clear rates. Ah, you're gonna reduce my visibility? Come on. I forgot something, so I usually have a timer for Mario Maker streams. I forgot everything. There we go. If it will even open. Okay, I have two versions of this, which... I mean, that's fair. That's... Pirate Duolingo? I don't know how to do that, newbie. If I did, I would tell you. Now, I don't go... The rule here is I kind of just go for however long I wish. At least 15 minutes, typically. But I can go for as long as I want past that, if I want to. Nope. Ordinarily, I'm not the biggest fan of levels where you... dark levels. To be honest, but this seems interesting so far. Always trust the arrows. Got it. I just need to hope that a certain someone who's a VIP doesn't come into this stream. Okay, we go. And the person I'm speaking of immediately comes into the stream. Hello, Maneko. I know that since this was a Maker stream, that there was no way I was avoiding you, but you know, at least I hoped I could maybe... Oh. So that's at least 15 minutes of my life that I'm not gonna get back. Yeah. I know enough about you to know that that I'm a bit skeptical of your claims, but alright. If you say so, Maneko. Because, there was a 9% level I played that, was very brutal during the affiliate anniversary. And I think you were even here for that level, if you remember what the chemist gave me. I don't know if I entirely agree, but I mean, it was an interesting level. I don't know if I would go that far. I'm just gonna take a guess. This is just like a really long level. I want to see, like, what is the clear time? Ooh. That is pretty long, if I must say so myself. 4.5 minutes. And most of that is probably just underwater. Here's the thing. Someone came in and suggested that you should submit all of my brother's levels, but here's the thing. With one exception, I know those levels good enough that it might as well be a free spot. Because I give those levels to other streamers all the time. Why did my chat get randomly disconnected? It was just my chat that got disconnected. The stream itself is fine. At least, I think it is. Yes. This is why I should just not rely on my stream manager chat and just use the chat on my OBS display, because that doesn't disconnect ever. At least, I don't think it ever has. You know, after clutching out the 3D World Challenge run we were doing yesterday, I seem to, you know, be having a giant skill issue. Because, you know, everything has to balance out, I guess. We can't be having too much success. It's also just, I'm not good with dark levels. And so I just keep walking into things that are going to hurt me, even though I really should know better than that. I need to know, what is the farthest anyone has made it in the level? And am I anywhere close to that point? I'm gonna guess the answer to the question is I'm nowhere near the end. Oh! I'm actually making it far? I thought for sure there was no way I was anywhere close to the end. Doobie doo 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 doo. You know, one of the funniest like things that's ever happened in relation to the Mario Maker space is one time I submitted one of my brother's levels to a Twitch streamer, like I do all the time. But this Twitch streamer actually took that level and made it into a short on YouTube. And my brother actually saw this short because he sent it to me, and I think he was like, "Wait a second, that's my level that I'm seeing." I don't know why I just thought about that story, but I did. It is very true, though. You need to start making shorts again. I mean, I've never really done it. I've just uploaded a few Twitch clips to YouTube and called it a day. Nope. That is not the way to go. What does the queue look like right now? Okay, we only have like 2 other levels, so I think we can... I'm not gonna go on this for forever, but I will probably give this much more time than the base 15 minutes I give to levels. Hello, Mike. And thank you for the level. We'll get to that in a bit. It will probably take a minute to get to your level, Mike, because this level is not easy, and there's another level in the queue that I think is going to be problematic. But I will get to your level at some point. I'm just wondering if there's like a checkpoint or anything in this level. This doesn't feel like a level that would have a checkpoint, but then again, it also feels like it definitely could. You're hungry, Arrows? Well, you should probably go eat then. You know, I made sure to eat before the stream took place, because I knew that this would take a lot out of me. My mind keeps forgetting that there's going to be a saw blade there, and so basically just walked right into it. Even though I really shouldn't be doing that. You thought that I would... It's not open? No! That's not good. let's see, where do we go from here? I think we go this way. You know, I wish I could help you, but unfortunately I cannot. I'll probably give this level like 2-3 more minutes before I unceremoniously move on. Just because I want to make sure I get to the other levels. Although, I might come back to this later if I run out of levels to do. Or you can just resubmit it once that happens. But this does seem like a... I think the biggest problem is just, one, me remembering what the level looks like, and two, it's lame. And also me just not getting hit by things that I really have no business getting hit by. I think this is a good level, but for now, I'm going to... Next... Next is magic. To... What did I do wrong? I see now what I did wrong. This is gonna seem like a very different experience, because this one has a very high clear rate. This is actually really cool. Okay then, if that's how that works. I realized that I forgot to reset the timer, but I'm probably gonna beat this level anyway, so it won't matter. Oh, I see what I have to do. I have to go up here. And there's a pipe. Oh, that's... Thank you for your submission again, Rictendo. And that was a pretty cool level. Now, fair enough, but I actually do like difficult levels. That level might have been a bit too much. Who is next? Now we have Maneko. For those that do not know, Maneko oftentimes likes to submit really difficult levels. So let's see what Maneko has this time. Wait, you're not submitting one of your own levels, Maneko? I'm a little... Okay, then. I guess you... And Twitch chat is disconnecting again. Why are you subjecting me to an upside down level? I'm gonna do this for fun, but I'm gonna... No, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. Because what I wanted to do was see if I could flip my game capture upside down so it's the correct way. But the universe does not seem to be cooperating with my ideas. Upside down messes with my brain. I'm not trying to cheat. I wouldn't be using it for myself. It would only affect you guys, not me. Because I still look at my TV screen. I don't know if the title is the most accurate. Because I do not find upside down levels to be fun. Hello, Lexium. And thank you for the level. I'm currently having to endure whatever this level is. Am I just, like, genuinely soft-locked? No, I'm not. If this wasn't an auto-scroll level, that would be a soft-lock. Is this just the airship level, but upside down? I just realized that. This is just the airship level. The airship title screen level, but upside down. And with a whole bunch of springs, for some reason. I do not endorse or support piracy here, but alright then, newbie. It is not actually. It's just that because of how things work in Brazil, they can't actually enforce it. Hello, class? I don't know how to say your name. But welcome on in, and thank you for the level. I am doing good right now. And we beat that level. I could go for world record, but I'm not doing that because my sanity demands I don't. Who is the next level? So, Mike, your level's up. Now, before I do the level, are you still here, Mike? Because if you're not here, I'm not gonna play your level. I'm gonna just pin that so that people know what kinds of levels are allowed. So for now, I'm going to skip that level, and now we're going to do Rictendo's level. Okay, so you're here. Good to know that at least someone's still here. I like to give people a chance if they don't seem to be here. Especially because the bot said they were present. Lexingham. But yeah, you're right. They're probably not here. You know, this is why you have to pay attention to the stream. I mean, okay, fair enough. If you're driving, you do need to pay attention to the road. We don't need anyone being distracted while driving. That would be a bad thing. Hello, Leza Leon. Okay, I forgot to start the timer. We get some, like... I'm trying to think of that... For some reason, it didn't allow your code, which I think is weird. You know, Twitch Automod can do that sometimes, where it will automod a level code, which I don't agree with. Yeah. That's the reason why it... That's specifically what it flagged. Ah. There are a few levels in the queue. Oh. This part seems a little complicated, but I think there's definitely some timing to this. I just don't currently know what that timing is. Okay, you probably can't cheese this, because I can't imagine... Yeah, and... But... This is the part that I wonder, is like... What am I supposed to do here? Because there's... I mean, fair enough, but I don't want to... The reason I require the levels submitter be here is just because if I get, like, stuck or anything, I don't want to be without any assistance. And I don't really like people that just submit levels and then drop. That's not my thing. If you want to drop the second your level's done, that's fine. Okay, there we go. I figured out how to do this. That's just a one-up. That is a little mean, not gonna lie. And I'm probably gonna run out of time. What they should do with a Mario Maker 3 is unlimited time. Or at least allow that option to exist. You know, we already have unlimited time in Mario Wonder, and they're probably going to do a Mario Wonder style. If the Mario Maker 3 even happens, which I'm not entirely convinced it will. Although maybe I don't want unlimited time, because unlimited time would mean that some really evil Kaizo levels could be made. Nope. I do need to know, is there a checkpoint in this level? Because I hope that there is one. Mm-hmm. I'm going to interpret that as a no. I mean, it is sort of a getting over it. Ooh, that was a bit close. Ads in a few minutes? Come on. Keep in mind the timer's a bit off because I didn't start at the right time, so you can add. I spent more time than it says there. I spent more than 15 minutes on this. I don't like to do this, but right now I don't really have the time to do this level, and the ads are going to run pretty soon, so I'm going to move on from this level for now. However, I will do that. So it has been moved to the back of the line. I would start another level, but I don't really want to start a level if the ads are going to be within the next minute and a half. So what we'll probably do is I'll just take a break and I will come back after the ads have finished. So I'll see everyone in a few minutes. And we are back. So during the break, Lexingham mentioned the BRB song, which, yes, it is in fact Space Junk Galaxy. It is a remix by AJ DiSpirito as a part of his Star Stories album. And actually, I used the Star Stories album for my starting soon BRB and stream ending scenes. So the starting soon song is the Gateway Galaxy remix, and the ending one, I chose the Comet Observatory theme. I recognize that world record holder. So let's get going then with this. Zamora has a bunch of world records on my brother's levels. But to be fair, he has a bunch of world records on, like, everyone's levels. So that's not really that surprising. We have a boss rush type stage. Interesting. You know, I just finished doing the Mario Wonder DLC not too recently, and that's mostly just boss fights. I don't know how many people here have actually played the Mario Wonder DLC. I have conflicting opinions about it, to be honest. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Is a lot of people don't have the DLC either because they don't have a Switch 2 or they can't afford the DLC or both. The biggest problem with the DLC is it's way too focused on multiplayer. And most of the single player stuff is just a bunch of training levels that just kind of feel like they're there. And they're not even real, they're just kind of do the base game levels, but there's been some added extra challenge. There isn't a whole lot going on. I don't even know if I would have gotten the DLC in the first place if Rosalina wasn't added as a playable character. Which I don't think is the best sign. That Nintendo could release a DLC, and me, a committed Mario fan, is 50-50 on even getting it, and my recommendation is not super strong. Rosalina doesn't even have any special inherent abilities. They just kind of added Rosalina as a normal character. I guess they also added a co-star Luma, but you can only access co-star Luma if you have multiplayer. Yes, what Arrow said is very, very, very true. Although, to be fair, Rosalina and Luma are kind of tied. There's a reason why my PNGTuber is a Luma. Yeah, not even that! But here's the thing, in 3D World, all of the characters have special abilities. In Mario Wonder, they don't. At least, they mostly don't. I probably could beat this, but I'm just, you know, as it turns out, I have a bit of a skill issue right now. I feel like the reason why I might be struggling more today than normal is until about not even 24 hours ago, I didn't even anticipate myself doing Mario Maker today. Because some pretty crazy events had to happen during yesterday's stream for this to be a viewer levels one. Yeah, that probably is for the best. And for those that, you know, didn't watch yesterday's stream, since I know most of the people that are here probably don't care about my challenge runs, I was doing 3D World, where I was trying to do as much of the game as possible without power-ups, and I somehow finished that run yesterday. Yes. And that was a very much a not expected event. I did not expect to finish the run yesterday. I was thinking when I left off where I was, it was going to be at least 2 streams. At least. And so, because of the fact that that's now done, I'm now doing the, you know, backup plan whenever I don't have any challenge runs to do, which is Mario Maker. Because that's just how this... Because, you know, whenever I don't have the challenge runs to do, I revert back to 2020 Star. The only difference is that I don't focus on Luigi U. Because if you want me to do the Luigi U streams, you're gonna have to pool all of your channel points. I shouldn't be taking that much damage that quickly. And, you know, someone in this chat has been very keen on that Luigi U stream taking place. And has gotten it up to 84%, mostly by themselves, with some assistance from other people, but mostly them. I don't know if I agree with you, to be honest, but I also am the most biased person in the world, because I used to speedrun Luigi U back in the day, and so I've become insanely good at the game. I cannot really rate Luigi U fairly. It's not a game I can rate fairly, because I genuinely do not think it is a hard game at all. Hello, Lewis. Everything's going alright. The levels have been a bit much for me today, but I've been doing good. Thank you for the level. How many do we have right now? Okay. Our queue is a little big, but I think that should be fine. Good for you, Eros. Yeah, so my Luigi speedrunning days are very interesting because, like, that's how we started streaming, but I honestly don't know if that was how things should have gone. It's not your fault, Lexium. I think the bigger problem is I'm not necessarily, like, Mario. This is kind of a forced Mario Maker stream. Not to say I'm doing this, like, against my will, but my energy is to very different things than Mario Maker. But I've kind of decided that the stuff I'm going to be doing next, we have to wait at least one more day. Now, Eros already knows what's up next, but currently, for everyone else, it's not the moment yet to reveal what I have in store. My problem here is I need to, like, actually keep the Firefly, because I know how to do that. You mean to tell me to just let... Explain to me how that works. Yeah. No chance of beating Wendy without at least a mushroom? Oh my. That scares me a little. I like how suddenly I remember how to actually do that while keeping the fire flower. $4K total likes? That is crazy. Apparently me keeping the mushroom or the fire flower to the Wendy fight is not allowed. Just so that I actually do levels, I'm going to move on from this. Yeah, today I'm having a bit of a skill issue. So let's see here. What is this level? I hope it's something I'm actually, able to beat today. Are you still here? Okay, you're still here. Good. Okay. So I just have to remember the switch is gonna switch there, so I have to prepare for that to take place. I don't think we want to be ahead of the shell there. Yeah, oh, I don't know. Maybe we almost saved it? I don't really... Just ignore the fact I'm finding every conceivable way to fail this level right now. Okay, we need to go in this pipe. I'm guessing that that was the top of the flagpole. Oh well, even if I didn't make that mistake, I would have still not gotten whatever the key leads to. So we have to bounce off of the enemy and then bounce off of the bonsai build. Somehow. I don't know how we accomplished that goal. Bounce. That sounds like the solution. There we go. I was doing that in the complete wrong order. That was a good level. I would have probably beaten it quicker if I was actually good at the game. Okay, they're not here. I'll at least... I'll give them like 3 seconds. But I don't think they're here. Thank you all for the GGs. Yeah, I don't think that they are here, so... I don't think they're here either, but... Yeah, I don't think they're here either, so we'll skip them, and Lars Homestead. I know you're still here, so I'll do your level. Hmm. Reset the timer. Reach the goal while holding a POW block. Okay, those are just reset doors. Oh. Hmm. Okay, I think that was a soft lock right there. Hmm. So that's not it either. Why am I getting so many pings? I made it so far, but one simple mistake meant the end of that attempt. Super close, you say? Now I just needed to grab all the things. Hello, Alman is here. There we go. And that's a world record. I don't expect that world record to last, but thank you for the GGs. So, who is next? Lewis, you're up now. Oh dear. Are you here, Lewis? Because if you're not here, then... Oh, you were... Especially with this kind of a level, there's no world I am playing this level if the creator isn't here. It's not happening. I can't play this kind of a level if the creator isn't willing to be present. So I'm going to interpret that as they are not here. So... And it's now back to Lexingham. On a good day, I probably would have beaten that level, to be honest. Well, hello, Starboy. Hello, my fellow star. And welcome in Kirby Azul. Yes, I am in fact a Luma. Thank you for the level, I guess. I'm gonna try and see if I can get world record on this for like a few minutes. Stream's been pretty well, the levels have been pretty brutal, and I've also had a giant skill issue today. I don't know about that. I think it might be possible. You know, and plus, I've said that numerous times, Lexingham, that, oh, the world record's too optimized. And then a streamer beat it. So I try to be cautious when I say a statement. I would be cautious if you're gonna make that kind of a statement. But I do understand, yeah, it is an 8-second level, so the world record can't be... There isn't too much wiggle room, but I'm sure there is some wiggle room. Forgot to do a ground pound. That would save a lot of time, do a ground pound, relatively speaking. Hello, Isaiah. You know, man, everyone's here today. I will, but that's kind of just a... Let's see here. How many levels? I probably should think about closing the queue, maybe, because there is a pretty strict time limit for how long this stream can go. So I'll give you a moment, Isaiah, and then I'm probably going to close the queue. Just because I know I only have, like, so much more time left. Yes, if you want me to do your level, you need to submit it, like, right now. So I'm going to change it to closed. What is the current? I want to make sure. Okay. Next is I'll see you later, Lexingham. So you're here. Lenny's Humiliation Chamber. Okay, that's a interesting name. Oh dear, this is definitely a level. Lemmy just dies in a bunch of embarrassing ways. This is a bit silly, but... Yeah, indeed. Oh yeah, you're next. I feel like Lemmy's having more than just a bad day. Because this is much worse. This is just Lemmy, like, suffering in every way that is possible. Well, the good news, Starboy, is it's over. So, who is next? Oh, so Almond is next. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do a boo. A boo is reserved for a bad level or one that violates the rules. And I don't think your level is bad. Okay then, we're so... I feel like I've seen this level before, but just with different people's names attached to it. I forgot to start the timer. Oops. So I'll just remember that it's actually... I don't know if I like the fact you have to climb this level with invisible blocks. The good news is that, like, because I have seen this level before, but it being dedicated to other people, I already know where everything is. Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, this level is... I'm sorry, Lewis, but you weren't here when your level was called, so you were skipped. So, if you want to get your level played, you're gonna have to wait for whenever the next... I should not have done that! I should not have pressed restart, because that sends me back to the very beginning of the level. Okay, I'm just gonna do that quickly, because I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of all of the invisible blocks that you have to find in the vertical section. And I'm not the biggest, and also there's another reason, but I'm not gonna divulge the other reason why I'm giving this level a boo. I did beat that level. Or Wait, no, that's the wrong command. What's... Hmm. 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 So, even though the ads are a few minutes, I'm just gonna run the ads now so that they don't interrupt this level, and I will start this level after the ads conclude. So, see you all in a few minutes. And we are back. So... Hello, Karatsu. And I'm sorry. Oops. I did not mean to do that. I would have had the queue open, Karatsu, but let's just say things are going to come up that will prevent this stream from going as long as I wanted it to. I'm sorry. I didn't choose to do that, Karatsu. I just kind of I went live, and there's no way I could have known. Because there seems to be this thing this year where I am not allowed to do viewer level streams as I plan them to be. I'm doing well, Karatsu. Okay. Can I cheese the level? And congrats on being third. No, I cannot cheese the level. That would have been so cool, though, but... Unfortunately, the level creator's a bit more intelligent than to just let you go all the way to the end. Because of just the nature of everything, I'm not going to spend more than 15 minutes on any level. I think... True. I don't know. I'm just not used to creators leaving their levels that open. So if they do, I expect they either are not... They're makers that are not experienced enough to know really what they're doing. Okay, I'm judging by that you don't want the spring. Or at least, the spring isn't as or I don't want to do it that order. You know, this is the other problem with, like, me doing viewer levels Karatsu, is it's not a thing that I normally do. So you can never prepare for it. Okay, that was a... That was not the right decision at all. Yes, I literally just finished a 100% damageless run of Mario Wonder, which And I did some of the DLC on stream. Hmm. I don't know if I'm the most enthused by it, to be completely honest. Not really, to be honest. It's also, I don't stream frequently, so catching me is difficult. The people that catch me regularly, I think, are a bit crazy. In a good way, because, like, you can never really expect me. I could be on at pretty much any reasonable hour in my time zone, and it will make sense. You know, I should be more consistent with, like, my stream schedule and stuff, but that will happen in approximately the year 2077 at current rates. So, you know, never. Now note that is not that is more just, I don't know if that is actually what's going to take place, but that is just what will happen at the current rate. Hydrate? I'll do that for you. I just realized, yes, you're right, it is. I just picked a random year that is, like, more than 50 years away. I didn't even, like, really think about it too hard. No, that is... I really like that emote. Hold on. What channel is that from exactly? Because I need to follow that person, Karatsu, like, immediately. Okay. They're done. I followed that person. Yeah, Mario just, you know, like, holding the star like that. I just really like how that emote is done. You know, maybe I'm biased. And if, you know, they have that kind of emote, they're probably a channel I want to watch. I don't know. Plus, it looks like from what I saw of their profile, they do Mario Maker stuff, so... Okay, let me put that there, and put that right there. Of course, I forgot to bring the spring with me because why would I remember to do that? Okay, that was not... That is the wrong thing to do. The spring we do, and then this one... Agreed. So... that was a good level. It took me a while to, like, figure it out, but I got it. Who is next? Starboy, the fellow star. I think I follow your profile, Starboy, in the game. I'm not sure. Yes. I do a lot of people, though, so it's not, like, anything particularly special. I'm gonna take that checkpoint. You know, I'm surprised that you're able to make a good level with the desert wind. Because, you know, normally desert wind levels are terrible, especially in this style. Like, I'm a little surprised that you are somehow capable of doing this. Because the desert wind in this style is a troll. This one in specific, because it alternates. For the most part, the only time I see this style is when people are, you know, imitating Carl's level, if you remember which one I'm talking about. Of course, you're thinking of the same thing as me, Karatsu. But I don't even think it's or, you know, it's not Carl's fault. Isn't This style is just bad. It doesn't matter who... Someone was going to popularize that kind of level. And... we've beaten that level. Let's see. Yes, there you are. Here is, like, all of the people that I currently, like, clicked the follow or star button, so it's quite a list of people. Who is next? Yes, you are on this list. let's see, how many levels do we have? Okay, so you're the last one. So we're just gonna go until... Because you wanted me to do the super world, right, Isaiah? That's what you wanted me to do? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So how Super Worlds work is you get the normal 15 minutes that everyone else gets. But that is basically becomes a time limit instead of the minimum. I like how Iggy just, you know, kills the chain chomp, so it only is a problem for one phase. I can clearly see someone was inspired by New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That's not what I wanted to do. There's supposed to be 7 levels, but I'm already in World 2, and this is only going to be my 2nd level, so unless if you put everything in World 3, I'm going to be wondering what happened. Part of me wonders, is this Super World, like, incomplete? Like, in development or something? Oops. We have to make it interesting somehow. We can't just, you know, first try everything, 'cause that would be too boring. Okay, here's some, you know, a world with levels in it. I guess this is just, you know, one level for each of the Koopalings. Oh, Larry just fell down. Well, okay then. Wait, there's a checkpoint here? Unless there's another boss fight, I have some questions. Yes, indeed. That's a cool little emote there. Oh, Dill's doing more Pokopia. These levels are feeling a bit repetitive pretty quickly. It's definitely clear to me that these levels were built at like the exact same time. And then I just randomly find a way to die. Because, again, if I just first tried everything, it would be too boring. One of the benefits of being the last person is that I can kind of just spend the time on this level that I want. Because the queue's closed. No one else is submitting another level. But I do... I feel like there's some missed opportunity here, to be honest. Because... Oh, now you're doing something a bit different. Now you're doing a vertical level. I was gonna say that it felt like those levels were becoming a little too formulaic, but... It seems that you realized that here. A little. I mean, I still think that you could do other things to make the other bosses have more distinct levels. I don't know if that's allowed to just attack me. I need to make that so that if you do that, it times you out for like 5 seconds. Because I don't think that you should be able to attack the streamer. For the longest time, that was a command no one even knew existed, but it seems that more people have caught on to its existence. Welcome on in, Sawogma. You can't just come in and attack me. That's not nice. You're just gonna delete your avatar? I think that's what that command does. Is it removes your avatar? Oh. Yeah, that's all of the... Okay, the Starbitless command does not exist anymore. I should have removed that, but I didn't. Because we finished the Starbitless run, like, forever ago. Okay. Finished it, quote-unquote. I like how you're drawn to that command. That's actually a pretty new one, because all of my mods get their own special command dedicated to them. That command has new meaning because Heian has been MIA for basically all of 2026. No one seems to know anything about what has or hasn't happened to him. And frankly, I'm a little bit worried. Because Heian's not someone to just not respond or talk to anyone for as long of a period of time as has passed. Yeah, I know who Goodly Sun is, because I've watched him before. At least with Goodly, though, he still, like, exists. He doesn't stream. Like, Pan's totally dark. He's not streaming, not responding to anyone's messages, not interacting with anyone. No, nothing. Goodly's just kind of taken a step back from streaming. Which... So, at least we know that he's still... doing alright. I couldn't even remotely tell you... if... what's going on with Heya. And that is the super world, I think. Okay, that one I will give a like, because that was actually kind of interesting. Oh wait, no. There's one more level. We'll just keep going here, because... Even though because this is the last thing anyway. If I'm correct, yeah, that does... I think that's real GG right there. So with the queue being empty, I'm going to see who there is to raid, because I have to cut this stream a little bit short today. So, let's see. I think, let's see. I know who I'm gonna raid, but I just want to make sure I know what they're up to. Okay. So we are going to raid a fellow star, one that is also doing Mario Maker. We're going to raid Maneko Star. So they're also doing Maker. You can give them your levels if you want. I think your levels were good, Isaiah. So yeah, let's go say hi to Maneko, and this will be... Until next time, see you all later. Bye! Oh, and before I do the raid, I should probably do the raid messages so that the people in Maneko stream can know that the stars are in fact shining.